Welcome back, everybody. We're back together here with another video. We're going to be talking about Rachel Zegler's Hunger Games prequel. Isn't it coming out tonight? I know it comes out tomorrow for sure, but I think it's actually coming out tonight. And things are looking extremely bleak for this movie. The box office projections are a disaster. We'll get into a little bit more of that because they're increasing slightly, but still not good. But we need to focus here on the critics. This movie here has the lowest critic scores of the entire franchise. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I don't believe that Rachel Zegler is a movie star. She's getting these roles for nothing more than virtue signaling, I guess right skin color, right gender. But as we have seen with the Marvels, that's not going to bring in box office receipts. People are not going to go and see this movie. It is a disaster. And this article on Bound in the Comments was actually put out today, but we have an updated score here as well. It's not good. 64%. Now, when Bound in the Comments actually wrote this article today, the score was actually at 60%. And that's still not good either. But the updated score, even with the updated score here, because Rotten Tomatoes does these weird things, it's still the lowest in the whole entire franchise. Not even close. And what's even more concerned, look at this. Top critics, 55%. It is rotten with the top critics. Rachel Zegler, I believe she really suffers from that, I guess you can call it the Brie Larson effect. She's so woke that the words that she actually says will destroy a movie. Just like Brie Larson. Brie Larson's not a movie star either. But they're being forced in these positions strictly because they're women. And I believe that's kind of an insult to women, I mean, when you actually see this score right here, 64%, and we know that Rotten Tomatoes definitely tries to protect movies, it's actually worse than that. Now, I would not be shocked if when we actually start getting the audience score, that it's going to be somewhere like 85%, because Rotten Tomatoes is definitely compromised. I said it before, anytime we see a movie at 85%, that is a red flag, especially when it's getting a whole lot of backlash.
Well, do you know what the critics say?
It's not good. I know that. Look right here. 104 reviews. I mean, there's going to be some positives, of course. Look here. Let's see here. This one here is positive. This is from a top critic. Despite the lacking wrap-up, Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes is like one of the most Hunger Games films. A well-made dystopian yarn that's better acted than it needs to be. This one here, this is a concern right here. They gave it a positive score, but they said it's not terrible or great. So when I hear something like that, I'm thinking, oh man, they gave it a positive score for being mediocre. But this one here is rotten. Another rotten one right there. And just looking at some of the comments here, Ballad is a satisfying, well-acted melodrama with moral gray areas and real states for its characters. Not really saying much. They're not really saying much good about it. So, yeah. But when we get back to the scores here, they mentioned the critics for the movie, but we already just saw that there. If you compare it to the Hunger Games, the original one, 84% on the tomato meter, top critics 82%. When you go to the second movie, Catching Fire, 90% on the tomato meter, and top critics 89%. Mockingjay Part 1, 70 on the tomato meter, 66% with top critics, and Mockingjay Part 2, 70%, and top critics 68%. Not even close, this movie, to the original four.
Do you think that like nowadays, audience would not see the movie if the character, the actor and actress, if they are woke.
Yeah. I mean, you'll have like woke audience members that will go and see a movie, but you got to remember also the Hunger Games doesn't have Jennifer Lawrence in the movie. Katniss Everdeen is not in this movie. This is Rachel Zegler, and she is no Jennifer Lawrence.
No.
She's relatively new to the scene, and all the movies that she's actually been in, they've all flopped. I mean, she is box office poison. She has not had a hit yet. West Side Story lost something like $100 million. We know Snow White is going to get crushed when it actually comes out too as well. She's not a movie star.
Well, it said in another article, it said the movie is slightly improved.
Yeah, we got that. The box office projections have slightly increased, but even with slightly increasing, it is still the lowest in the whole entire franchise. I mean, it's so bad because initially they were projecting 35 million to 45 million on opening weekend and 90 to 142 million during its whole entire run. That was the initial projections, but now it's actually increased just a little bit, and take it with a grain of salt. Now they're saying it's going to gross 38 million to 50 million on opening weekend. So that would only be like $5 million more. And now it could actually gross 97 to 157 during this whole entire run. But still, that is still the lowest in franchise history.
Yeah. What do you think about how would this movie do globally? I mean, despite that, I believe the Hunger Game franchise is not that popular outside of America.
I mean, I don't really know about that, but it made money. They were making money. This one is on track, I believe, to like lose a lot of money because the projections are so bad. Like, even if you just take, let's look at this number here. Let's just say that it actually ends up with like 145 million worldwide doing this run domestically. Actually, probably less than that. If you double that with international, that's only like 300 million. It's not going to make a profit. It's going to lose money. I mean, these movies, the budget on this thing, it's not the most expensive ever, but they would actually need to definitely try and make more box office receipts to make a profit. I don't think that it will. I mean, this tracking to be the lowest ever. I mean, if you're looking at, if you just want to take the lower end of the box office run domestically, 90 million, that is really bad. That is really bad. We're going to get a telltale sign on what it's actually going to do from the opening weekend because we know there's going to be a drop off in week 2. So that'll be a better sign. So I don't want to give a complete number right now, but I still don't think it's going to make money. That opening weekend is going to tell us a lot, but it's tracking badly still. Really bad. She's just not a star.
Yeah. Well, I guess for me, I think if I really want to, what's the movie is about, I would rather just read the book.
Yeah, books are always better than movies. Even movies that I really like, the books are always better because, you can put more into a book than you can a movie. But still, movies are supposed to be entertaining, and I don't think people are flocking out to box offices. And thing is, I believe that people are really, really rejecting woke propaganda. That's why you're seeing a lot of these movies just flopping at the box office because people are saying, hey, I don't need to spend money to watch woke propaganda. I can just watch stuff on streaming. And I believe that's kind of hurt the box office as well. Like, I refused to actually go and see Captain Marvel when it came out. But eventually I watched it when it was out on streaming. And then I was like, man, all right, movie's not good. So I'm glad I didn't waste waste money on the ticket when I could just watch it on streaming, for free.
Yeah.
So streaming is kind of going to undo probably a lot of the box office. So instead of pushing propaganda, people can just easily watch it on streaming when it comes out.
Yeah, plus I think is more of, nowadays people, are busy, with other stuff, and they don't want to spend, waste their time just watching the movie that they don't like or the character they don't even care about, you know?
Yeah.
So why waste money because of the inflation nowadays?
Yeah.
So.
And people got to save every spare dime they got right now because of inflation. If you're going to go out and spend money, at least spend money on something good and worthwhile.
Yeah.
But clearly, Rachel Zegler is not a box office draw. And when people see the reviews on this thing, man, they're going to be like, I definitely don't want to watch it. But I believe people had already made up their mind that they were not going to watch this movie anyway. So, yeah. But I think that's going to wrap it up, guys. The Hunger Games coming out tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we'll be doing a video on Monday recapping the box office weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Until then, guys, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Be safe.
Goodbye.